My wife and I are going to build us a 16 by 52 tiny house. Man, I stand up here and look at this and it's just a dream. It's a dream come true. I love it. It's beautiful. Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peak's Peak. My name's Lucas, and we're sharing our hobbies on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today, on our 38 acres, we are doing more land clearing for the tiny house. I have come up here today with just the tractor and mulcher and grapple and a chainsaw. I'm just gonna do whatever work I can do on the tractor. And today probably would have been a good day to take on more manual labor because I was up here in a t-shirt 2 days ago, but today I walked out the door to it snowing and it's in the 30s and I'm already freezing. So sitting on the tractor is probably not going to work and keep me warm enough. Now, if you're new around here, we are Peak's Peak Hobby Homestead, and we have a second channel, Peak's Peak Outdoors, that we post on every Thursday. We are sharing our outdoor adventures in our life on our homestead here in Kentucky. And the big project for this year is to get me and my wife and my youngest son living up here on top of what we call Peak's Peak, because the other two kids that are grown and starting families of their own need places to stay, and so we're trying to fit the whole family on the farm. And that's what we're trying to accomplish this year so that we can all stay here and enjoy the land together. And I think it's awesome. It's what I've always dreamed of, and so I'm excited to do this. My wife and I are going to build us a 16 by 52 tiny house that eventually we'll be able to add on to. We had dreams of a barn dominium, but what we may do is just add on to the tiny house a big garage and maybe some more gathering space and that kind of thing. Who knows what it will turn into? We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants and figure things out as we go. This is going to be no different. Come along for the ride.
I spend a lot of time out on my land, and it's funny how you think you know a piece of property until you get in there and start clearing it.
When we first moved here, we called this trail right here Middleberry Trail because we have more blackberries and raspberries and all of that than we know what to do with. And they all grow along this trail and on up that trail. And so we're actually gonna be losing some of those. We'll have plenty on down in the corner. This Middleberry Trail has always kind of been the thickest part of the property. And I just kind of wanted to pause for a moment because one, this is super cool. This is, you know, we've got rocky hillside here, and I didn't grind away this whole stump here, but I mean, you know, we're just eating this up, clearing this briars and brush off of here. And this has me excited because just thinking that this will be our view when we have our house. So we got these rocky ledges right here, which will kind of be in the backyard. Yeah, this is cool. And this is why, even though I'm going to have a dozer come in and fix the house site and clear some stuff off, this is why I wanted to get in here and do this kind of clearing, because I'll be able to get a better view of what it's gonna look like, and we can decide exactly where we want to put the house. And also, I'm kind of controlling the amount of brush that we're gonna have left over, because, you know, with the dozer, I mean, unless you're gonna pay a lot of extra money for them to cut and clean up and burn and do all of that, it's gonna leave a lot of work for me in brush piles and stuff. And I don't want that. So I'm kind of trying to do as much of that as I can as I go along here. And that should save me some time and money down the road when I get the excavator and all that stuff in here to work. This is neat. Man, this is exciting. Somehow I've learned how to listen to a sound like sun going down. Here's a song for out of here or not. That way. tonight. We got her cleared on back in there, but the big deal is we finally got it to where we can get back in where I actually want to put the house. I've just pretty well decided. I brought my wife up here the other night. We rode the new side-by-side around and kind of looked at different places and different views, and I think this is going to be the best spot, but it was a little difficult to get back in here and see just how good it was going to be. So that was my goal for tonight, was to get us back in, because see, this whole section right here was still grown up when I got here tonight. All of this back in here, you couldn't walk through, you know, it was briars and trees and all that. And we cleared all this out. And this spot is just beautiful. Now, what I was envisioning was just past where this log was across here is where I brought her last night, and said basically right, you know, in the middle of this section right here before it drops over the hill, because when you're in the house, you'll be able to look out over all this. And I think that will be beautiful, but it will also be kind of, we'll be clearing a lot more of this out of here, leveling this out, but still, we're not inside of any of the neighbors' houses. We're not inside of any of the roads. Now you can still hear the highway noise. It just is what it is. That's where our property is. So we don't have a choice on that. But this is just beautiful. And I thought this will help my wife to be able to see what the view will be like by getting some of this hillside cleared off. I really love the big rocks on the hill over there. This is just going to make an awesome spot for a house. And I happen to know that in the fall, it's one of the most beautiful views ever, because I have used my climber tree stand on that poplar right there and deer hunted. So I guess technically, we're just building a big deer blind up here. I mean, I could hunt right out of my bedroom window. Is that legal? I don't know. But I also got this connected to where it comes all the way over here to the trail. And this is one of the cool things about this spot, is if we build a house back in there and we've got our garage and all that, well, we can make a walking trail that leads out here on the point. And the point is a really cool spot, and there's part of me that would love to build out here, but I also just kind of don't want the house visible from the road. So, you know, you build it out here on a point, then everybody on the highways and everybody can say, oh, look at that house up there on the point. I don't really want that. So this will give us a beautiful view from the house, a nice little walking trail. We can build a picnic area out here on the point. We'll make a really cool spot to hang out. And then really, this little section right here, you know, where we're building the house, and this point up here is kind of all of the hunting ground that we'll be giving up. The rest of the property will still kind of be, you know, unaffected. So I wanted to kind of keep the house up towards the front here. That way the rest of the property can still be used for sport, you know, for hunting and trapping. And of course, some of the best hunting and trapping is actually way down in the front corner down there. It's where things come across the highway and stuff. So that will all be unaffected. And once we get in here and we get the dozer to work, I'm actually going to ask them if they can to work around some of the bigger trees and leave them so that we'll have trees in the yard. I don't want a wide open, you know, grassy lawn. I just kind of want forest surrounding us. I got to tell you guys, you know, wintertime sets in and you just can't get out and do all the things that you want to do because it's either, you know, freezing cold or everything's covered in snow or it's too muddy and you're going to tear everything up. And so, you know, in the winter, I do a lot of like getting equipment ready and assembling products and reviewing products and things like that I can do and still make content. But it's been wearing me down. And I know, you know, you guys, some of you guys at least, probably get tired of seeing product videos and all of that. So I want to get away from that and get back to working and doing projects. So that's kind of what this is all about. I'm excited about this tiny house build. This has been really a dream of mine, not necessarily to build a tiny house, but I think we've got a great idea where it's going to be a good financial move for us. We'll be able to afford to build this as we go along, and I can do the work, and we don't have to be rushed. We have a place to live. Everybody has a place to live, but it's only going to better the entire family. And man, I stand up here and look at this, and it's just a dream. It's a dream come true. I love it. It's beautiful. And I'm about to get choked up, so I guess I'm gonna call it a day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.